Ultimately, our loyalty has got to be the truth. And sometimes that means that actually the situation in which you're in might be really uncomfortable. You might actually, in a sense, feel like you have to be against the world. But you can be against the world and not be against reality itself.
The only option we have is to try and live in conscience, realize this whole tyranny, this whole circus is absurd, that it is immoral, and to opt out from it.
When I leave the planet and somebody is writing my obituary, what do I want them to write? Do I want them to say, well, that Pam, she was always so easy to get along with, just went along with whatever, never raised a fuss about anything, didn't make anybody mad. Well, maybe there's some merit in that to some people, but I think what I want people to write about me is I stood for something, that I did make the tougher choices, that I was willing to take a stand when it was unpopular because it was the right thing to do.
I think first and foremost what we're dealing with is spiritual. And the outcome depends on our ability to spiritually evolve and grow up. So, I tell everybody death is not the worst thing that can happen here. What can happen is you can lose your immortal soul.
And if you lose the fear of death, if you understand nothing can harm you and there's nothing to fear, which is a very good news, if you realize this, you're free.
Hug your friend, speak with your neighbor, put off your mask and get back to accepting that we suffer, that we die, that we are sick, and that we should take serrer les coudes. That means help each other.
When you say no, you are saying yes to a new life and to a new crowd. And this is beautiful. And you will always be helped and supported by the people who are getting free, because they will welcome anybody who wants to change. Even if I take a risk, even if I have no money, even if I have no education, I will manage in life. And so many manage, and so many can have a beautiful life.
We don't have the power to stop the central bankers from doing what they're doing, but my prediction is they will fail. It's too hard, it's too complicated, and it's too outside the laws of nature or the laws of divine intelligence.
At the end, there will be a sort of revolution. I'm sure, because all that is against nature, against science, and that cannot last. But so at the end, truth will win.
I hope that they will rise up people with common sense from the diverse parts of the society, of goodwill, to resist the new forms of dictatorship in the Western world.
And what can you do? Well, first of all, I would say be the change you want to see in the world. You start with yourself.
And educate yourself, be critical thinkers. It's very important right now.
And you don't need to do what you're told by corrupt scientists who are apparently advising our government.
And before you take a devil's bargain that says, in exchange for this shiny object, maybe air travel, maybe venues for concerts, maybe whatever that thing is, you get it only if you take this industrial chemical intervention. Ask yourself the question, will you be a fully functioning human being at the end of that transaction?
And I hope that all the citizens, the conscious citizen will go on to fight to regenerate the society and all the world.
The fight is different for everybody, so it's about finding where you're going to be most useful and where you can help push back against all of these encroachments upon our liberties, because the reality is we're getting attacked from all angles.
Civil disobedience, boycotting the businesses which are asking for the Green Pass, going down on the streets with rallies and protests and fighting them in court.
So we want to be single people of brothers, never to part in danger nor distress, We want to be free as our fathers were and rather die than live in slavery. We want to trust in the one highest God and never be afraid of human power.